right, this is in Java, everybody. This is the devastation taking place in Indonesia on the island of Java. Okay, we were just talking about Java the other night, alright? And what you're seeing here are warning signs right here about get out of that area because there's other stuff about to happen in that area, I believe. All right, let's come over here to our solar report. I got it freeze framed on this frame right here. This was our thumbnail. Not many CMEs today to report on, but boy, what a capture we got tonight. So let's just get into it. All right. Now, as I tinted back a little bit, I want to point out here while we got it in this kind of half shaded. You can see the streaks coming off the back right here, but you can also make out this middle one, this cone in the middle. So that's a little bit better right there. This little cone-shaped tail to it too, all right? Yeah, that's a beauty, that's for sure. You can see all the plasma dammed up on the front side of it too, okay? This is clearly an object. You can tell by its wake, by its debris, not debris tails, but by its plasma tails, okay? You can see these streaks coming off. And as we kind of, I don't think I can, oh yeah, there we go. We'll go back a frame right there. Maybe go back another frame. Whoops, right there. See these UFOs right here interacting with it too? So we're kind of going backwards in time here. Alright, so there we got it, the opening frame. Sorry, my frame keeps jumping. It's either that or just zoom in and out all the time, so right there's a good shot of it. There's another good shot. Well, you can see it exiting the screen here. Boom. Alright, so there's, let me back up here a little bit and pull that back over. Alright, let's get to that frame right there. Is a good one right there. Now, like I said, you can see these, the debris, the wake, this wake of plasma streaming off right here, and then this cone-shaped effect in the middle right there. That's the effect you would get if you had a spheroid type. Oops, sorry about that. If you had a spheroid type object being, doused with plasma. Imagine this plasma almost like a liquid type effect as it drapes over a rock in the river. So if you had water running over a round rock, you would see this similar flow coming off of it, okay? It's very similar to water flowing over a rock in a river, okay? And you get these eddies, these little pockets right here where there's less flow, and then you get it curves around the curved object on both sides, and those two curves meet in the middle and make a tail in the middle. Okay, so that is clearly an object right there. Alright, that's a beauty. Something we need to do here too. Zoom out. Now that we've had a good shot of it there. Get it kind of back down to scale and perspective here. Alright. So there it is, kind of small up here. It's not a really big one. It looked like it when we were all zoomed in on it, but I want you guys to see the other side of the screen over here and how the instrumentation reacts to it. So we're backing out a little bit. All right, here's the beginning of the event over here on the black and white side here. You can see the jagged indentation on the red side indicating the object there. There's a good shot of it right there. Before it goes hiding up in the numbers up there. So, black round spherical core, the original shockwave right here, the indentation because of its presence in the magnetic field. You can see all the plasma dammed up behind it. Also in this image, you can see the ghost image, the round circular. Let me get it just right for you guys. Right here, this round circular shape right there is the ghost image of the frame before. Let's see if we back up the frame. Oops. Oh, I can't do it now because I'm too zoomed in. All right, well, anyways, there's your instrument reacting to it as well. Okay. And you can see the little ghost image of it right down here. Okay. Now, let me get this back in perspective for you folks here. All right, so there it is. Now, let me back up a little bit here to where it first comes out. Get this better. All right, now we're going to start the loop and just let it play. Okay, and just like that weather activity that we saw in Java, that's a warning sign of, like volcanic activity. That's God saying, get out of there, evacuate that area because something bigger is going to happen, I think. To me, that's what it seems like. This is a warning sign as well. When you see a clear cut image like this with the tails and the streams and everything, same with that UFO we saw the other day. Those are signs that are, I mean, cookie cutter, clear images. Excuse me. I had to take a sip there. Okay, let me back that up just a bit. Okay, so right there's a good one. This one actually comes out better on the red side, so we're just going to zoom into that again. Whoops. Tint it back a little bit, a little too bright there. But there's your nice perfect image captured right there by the satellite with the wake in it and everything. There we go. That's better. Now you can see even this one coming off here, this one streaking back, this little empty pocket right here, the shaded pocket. Oh well. Then there's another stream, faintly shaded pocket area, and then this tail area coming together there. That's too bright for the screen. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, these little faint areas that are darker, these little eddy areas, indicating that, we gotta, there we go, that's better. So, nice clear image right there. What's going on with my camera here? Getting wavy lines. All right, well, let me get this too tilted. All right, let's move on. So that was our main event for today. Not many CMEs, thankfully, because we still have energy and earthbound. Right now, though, our GOES X-ray flux is pretty mellow. Let's go zoom in on it. Okay, you can see here's today's square. Boom, boom, boom. This was last night where we left off. We saw this little event. And then today we had a little bit of bumps. This one, bam, that's our little event that we saw just a minute ago. And then it's been pretty quiet, hugging the seafloor. Little pop right now as we're doing this, but nothing too major. So something else I wanted to point out. Oh, we'll try to get to it later. Hopefully I don't forget. Let me get this pulled back a little bit better for you. All right. So now let's scoot over here. I wanted to show you guys we're having a G1, actually a G2 storm. All right, that's a forecast for tomorrow for G1. All right, so there's still another inbound wave of energy due to hit us, and they're predicting a G1. Let's look here at our KP index. And last night I was telling you we got this new inbound energy that we were absorbing at the time. And I think we're with these two bars right here. Expect to see more of it. Well, here it is. It went to KP6. All right, and this was a pretty long duration event. It's already popped back down to. It's not normal. This is still kind of high at 4 right there, but you can see that's our event that hit us. Our inbound wave that was due. Okay, and then let's back out of that and come over to our auroras. I mean, auroras are pretty and all, but this is kind of an indicator of what's hitting us at the moment. Right now, it's just regular green, a little thick. They're not really faint, so it's a mild absorption right now. Nothing compared to that other event. Last night, that thing stayed red for a couple more hours after my show, and that means a lot of energy got absorbed. And when we get to the earthquake report, we haven't seen any kind of results yet, really, from this absorption event. It's been really quiet, oddly quiet. So it could be answered prayers, but all right, let's take a peek at this real quick. The other day we had 2 sunspots that were beta, gamma, delta. Now we're just down to this one. The other one was beta, delta, or whatever. The 3 have turned down to just 1 now. Okay, the 3 dangerous ones, just this 3500, and it's still rotating into Earth strike zone. So we got to watch that. 40% M flare potential. The X flare potential dropped to 5% because this dropped down to the sea floor. Okay, the sun's not as strong right now, or the potential's not there right now. Okay, I want to open up the tracker real quick. Take a peek with me at the tracker. Now, do you see this? No, you don't, because I didn't zoom in enough. There we go. Let's get it bright and in your face so you guys can see that. Boom, right there. Where's it going? Bam, hitting us. So here comes another CME inbound wave due to hit us in about 3 days. Or this one, we'll see here what the date is on that one. Alright, so you see it here on the tracker. CME headed earthbound, alright? We all know what that entails. We just absorbed a bunch of energy. We got another inbound wave, and now this one as well. It's not going to be good. We're going to see volcanic activity, you guys. This is going to get earthquake activity, volcanic activity is going to have an uptick here. Dang it. Alright, let's just read this real quick. A coronal mass ejection past Earth at 8:35. The solar wind speed is currently above 550 kilometers component. Alright, blah, 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 blah. A quick update. Friday, the cluster of sunspots in the northern hemisphere was split once again due to magnetic separation. Nope, that is not the article. Oh, there. The other area of interest, AR 3500, is in the southeast quadrant slightly and will be a threat for at least C-class solar flares. This boy right there, still in the southern, it's past the eastern limb, and it's rotating into our strike zone, and that's the one that's still beta, gamma, delta. So we gotta pray hard on that one as well. Okay, that's it on this instrument. Let's get you over here to the Schumann. Oh, the article is on the other site, I think. Oh well, let's just move forward with this. Okay. It's about as close as we can get. There we go. Without tipping everything over. Alright. Good enough. You can see we are pumping right along. Here was our event. Not too bad for how much energy we took in. I don't think this is a result of our latest hit. This was something before. I think after this little lull in the action right here, you see how we come out pumping pretty strong here? I think we're going to see a bigger, stronger spike on the Schumann here pretty soon. See how we had this lull in the action right here? This is the magnetic field getting weak. And I have it kind of bright for you guys. If I dimmed it a little bit, you can see how weak that line gets right from right in there. And you can see the dark streaks that run down. Kind of all the other frequencies are really quiet too. All right, this little band, that band. All right, those two bands right there. The timing of this weakening of the field happened to coincide with this orange spike over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can't see it. Why can't you guys see it? Oh. I'm going to do that. My bad. All right, so when we had this hit right here was at the same time we had this weakening in the field. So everybody probably got dosed with a little bit of radiation or something, because the field is still there. It's just very weak, and it wouldn't surprise me if some energy, was able to penetrate through, because of this weak little gap right here. That was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 hours ago. Right about when we were receiving this punch. Okay, so right now the aurora is still looking good, or mild. Our Schumann's still pumping along. I'm expecting to see another grinding event here probably pretty soon. If not, and this is the only event that we got from all the energy we got hit with, that is a blessing. That is sweet. But I have a feeling we're still about to see something a lot more on a bigger, more intense scale, because of what we absorbed last night. You saw what the auroras looked like last night. All right, now, here we come over to the earthquake report, and it's already starting to jump off a little bit here. All right, let me take a sip as we get into this. Hello, everybody in the chat. Sorry I neglect you guys. Thank you for coming. People that are watching this later, thank you for dedicating your time to come over here. Give your time to this. All right. A lot of things going on in here. There's the Watchwoman. Bless you, sweetie. I've been watching your videos, just kind of checking in on you. All right, here we go. Oops, we need a little bit further back so you guys can see the magnitudes and depths along with me. Okay, starting at our starting spot, this is a 4.6 at Vanuatu, and this is not our deep region, okay? So there was no deep activity. This is energy already in the system, mid-range 4 to 5 energy. There's a 4.8 right there. That's at 174. That's a little deeper too, so that's almost 5 energy at the surface. I want to get these old ones out of the way real quick. Boom, 4.4 right there at a depth of 30. All right, and just a little while ago, before these two red ones were in there was these ones up here. So let's go over to our quake swarm area that we just had this recent activity. And it's still continuing. It's not as intense now, but these are still some decent sized quakes. We got a 5.5 at a depth of 10 right there. A 5.6 right there. 4.8, 4.8, 4.9, and a 4.8. So basically a bunch of fives right here, okay? And that's at our little volcanic site that we saw kind of come to life there. We're watching that closely. Then I was warning over here at the fulcrum point, and here we go, just off the coast of Taiwan. Let's pull this up. We have a 5.0 at a depth of 26, a 4.9 at a depth of 22, and a 4.2. So basically, a couple of fives and a 4.2 right here at the fulcrum point where this plate boundaries are, releasing energy right there, okay? Then it traveled up here. We got this little quake up here, this 4.8 at a depth of 22. So that's that mid-range, or that mid-range 4 to 5 energy has crept up there. Now, when you look at the rest of this map, see how open and naked it is up here? Something I want to show you. Today, now being the 26th, these, where is it? Right there. These quakes managed to slip through since my last report and make it off the map. And I want to get to these real quick, right up here, because this was late on the 24th. No. It was this one, I believe. Yeah, that one's on the 24th, late on the 24th, and I believe it's not that one. There was another one over here, I think it is. Yeah, it's this one. It was late on the 24th, too. We had two 4.5s right here. Okay? They snuck over the hump here. See how there's no activity right here? They made it over and dumped off some 4.5s here on the late on the 24th, all right? So those are not on today's map, but they are within that realm, and they're the 4.5 energy that's going to make it over this hump and make it down here to the Juan de Fuca, okay? So, see how the Juan de Fuca is open, hasn't been hit yet? This is definitely not it, because that's 3.1 energy at a depth of 21. There's something that's going to be coming over here, and 4.5 energy coming into this region along the Juan de Fuca. All right, you already see this little red one over here in California, or Texas, sorry. We'll get to that one later. Now back to Indonesia over here with our, now we got 3 new quakes here. After we did this report on the orange ones, I was going to note that there is a vacancy of quakes in this region. Well, I can't say that anymore because it's been filled in as we did this show. I mean, this is nuts. 4.3 at a depth of 162 right here. That's, semi-deep. That's almost 4.5 at the surface. Here we got a 4.9 at a depth of 148. And up here we have a 5.1. So there's your mid-range 4 to 5 energy just now lighting up this corridor of the system. Boom, 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 boom. We had these quakes already here. And this one up here, we might get to see more quakes starting at this. You see how it's crept up this side. Maybe it's going to creep up this side and light this up as well. This zone right here, where we had these quakes right here by Taiwan, you see how it's come up? Boom, jumped over to this little plate boundary. So watch out for possible movement right here. Okay, unless this is already, caused this. But we have pressure underneath that's coming up. And we just had these 3 quakes right there while I went live. Now, this area still vacant, naked, okay? It's primed for some of this energy. 5.1, don't be surprised to see 5.1 over on this side, somewhere around that region matching this. You might see a connector here. Here's Java in this strait right here, okay, with Anak Krakatau right here at the mouth of this channel. In this image, there is a big pumice raft coming off this volcano. Okay, so there's underwater lava activity offshore right here, creating this big pumice raft in the water. You can even see the shadow of the cloud here on it down on the surface. All right, so this thing is still kind of rumbling, coming to life. And when we come over to the other instrument, I'll show you the hot spot or the plume of CO or SO2 coming out of this region. And that's the reason why Java is kind of on high alert. Let's just come on over to that real quick and get into Java right here. Okay, hopefully this kind of... let's get in closer here. Alright, hopefully you can see the outline. Here's the island of Java right here. We got several spots. This whole island is seeping SO2, okay? But especially right here at the point and in that channel. All right, there's a lot of pressure shoving out SO2 in this region right here. And this is where that volcano is right here at the mouth. We already have Merapi and Semeru, I believe, going off here on Java already. Okay, and I believe that we're about to see maybe even something bigger in this area, and that weather that we saw on the opening coming out of this region to me looks like a warning sign from God, since there are no sirens in the air to warn you of what's coming. He's sending weather events to kind of clear the area, is what it looks like to me. All right, over here at the tip of Malaysia, we got another one of these spots that's spewing a lot of SO2. So there's probably a volcano in this region that's gonna, getting primed to go off. All this pressure underneath is causing volcanoes to start to go off, and a lot of this stuff is coming out at pressure points, bigger release points. And you can see the darker it is, the more SO2 is coming out of the ground. Now, something I wanted to talk about last night, we were talking about this pressure and how it's going to make other volcanoes come to life. And I said even Mount Etna here in Sicily you might see a blast out of it. Lo and behold, as I was speaking that volcano erupted, because I finished up my show, did a couple of little maneuvers to the backroom studio thing, and then went back to YouTube to check some alerts, and I saw that Mount Etna had erupted while I was doing my show. So while I was talking about this pressure coming up and possibly setting off volcanoes again, Mount Etna went off. Now up here in Iceland, okay, let's go into Iceland right here. This wasn't doing this the other day. Do you see this plume of SO2 coming off right here, right where our town is and everything? And then also back over here on this coast is another plume. And even over here on this little edge. So Iceland has even a little small plume there. It's got SO2 coming out from almost all the way around it. Let me let the lines fill in. Yeah. There we go. So, watch out, Iceland. This thing is... I know magma was close to the surface last time, and with this latest inbound energy and more on the way, Watch out. I bet you that thing's going to blow now. So, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to back out. There we go. All right, so back to our earthquake report real quick. So right here, this region, watch out. Last one time when Krakatoa went off, it darkened the planet for like 2 years. Okay, it changed the weather and changed the planet for a long time, caused chaos and changed history. All right, and one eruption from that volcano and that right there in that bay changed the world's history. Went through the dark ages and stuff. All right, now no significant earthquakes still here at this fulcrum point. Seems to be locked up. We have had stuff erupting deeper in this region, but over here on the other side of the Gobi, we got this 4.2 up here in China at a depth of 42 or a depth of 10. Okay, so that mid-range 4 energy is trying to creep around this bend, and it's having trouble, but when it does, it releases way up here. Sometimes it comes over here, travels down this plate boundary, jumps off stuff at the Himalayas. So we might see something fill in there, mid-range 4 to 5. And then up here, always seems to dump off 2 quakes. So mid-range 4 to 5 quakes right there coming in. All right. Actually, we still have a lot of inbound energy that has yet to be released. And that's what increases magnitudes. 5.1. Yeah, we might see mid-range 5 energy coming through this area. We could possibly see a big quake too, because a lot of this has locked up and backed up energy with the potential out there for a lot. We could see something big in Turkey again, or one of these fracture zones. Anyways, up here in Europe, this is Romania, a 4.2 at a depth of 146. What's the timestamp on that? That's pretty late. That's just kind of recent. Well, not too recent, but a few hours ago. So not much has made it over this area to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Right now we're having our event over here in Malaysia or Indonesia, and then let's go into America here because we did this one. Yeah, 3.1. Up here, some of these little diverse quakes. 2.6 in Stanley, Idaho. 3.3 in Utah with a negative depth. That's not going to let me get. Well, it's just on a hillside. Okay, let me come back out a little bit. Now, down here in Texas, we've had some of these little smaller quakes. We all know 2.6, a 3.2 here. Yeah, these are all super shallow. Yeah, and then a recent one at 2.6. So you got your weak spot over here in Texas, all right? So when this pressure comes up from underneath, travels down these fracture zones, it likes to pick out the weak spots along the way, and these are, this is one of the weak spots. And so expect to see some more activity here because we just had some. All right, it's not too hard to I'm not trying to predict stuff, but you can see here it is. It's already arrived. It's starting its thing. The Cocos Plate's quiet. We have this one right here just off of it. It's a 4.8 off of Panama. Is that on the water? Ooh, let me see what's going on here. No, it's just kind of out in the water. It's out here right on the edge of this plateau. What was it again? 4.6? 4.8. Okay. So out here off of Panama, just off of this Cocos Plate where the other plate boundary ends right here, we got some of that mid-range 4 to 5 energy there. Also right here, 5.1 at a depth of 151. uh, 4.5 and 4.1 right here at the fulcrum point. We'll see more energy probably coming in, setting off more here. I would say 5 energy again because this. I'm interested to see what happens here because we just had this line of quakes, boom, 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 come up and shove energy into this and this side. And then up here at Japan, too. I'd watch out up here at Japan. We got this energy traveling up this way, and they had a 4.8 earlier today. You could possibly see another 5 right around these fulcrum points, possibly. And up in this region, this is not filled in at all. And then I showed you right here, this indicates that nothing has made it past here today, all right? But I showed you earlier today there were 4.5s, 2 of them right here. So way earlier we had this 4.5 energy coming through the area. What's this right here? 3.2, and that's semi-recent, but I don't believe that's our energy. I think it's gonna either come up, sneak over, and drop off mid-range 4 to a 5 right here, possibly in the Wanda Fuca. So you people over here, just be alert. Also, uh, we have the potential for a big quake in this region and tsunamis. All right, now I don't want to freak people out, but have your head on a swivel, and especially if you're living along the coast right now, have a to-go bag ready, a bailout bag, your bug-out bag ready to go in case something happens. Especially if it happens in the middle of the night. You get an alert on your phone and it wakes you up in time, but then you don't have much time to gather all your stuff together and get out of there. So, especially people along the coast right now. All right, we had that inbound energy. It's causing bigger quakes. We had 2 tsunami advisories. No tsunami, but we had 2 advisories lately, okay? So the potential is just right there on the fringe for a big quake to cause a tsunami, all right? Just be aware, all right, you guys? The Ring of Fire is very delicate right now, and we have a lot of energy that has yet to be produced or released. I mean, we're having these smaller ones. This is good, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I would love if it was, at 5 magnitude and just stayed that way. And if it does, we'll be thankful. But we are kind of primed for bigger magnitude quakes that could cause a tsunami. So, blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. That was all important. Especially when the Lord's got something to say. All right, look at this division down the country again. Just boom, right straight down. This half still spewing SO2. This half is really lightened up, and we even have like blank patches now. Okay. One spot here on the west coast is the Bay Area. Is this too bright for you guys? There we go. There's the Bay. Whoops, the Bay Area. All right. This patch is kind of spread, getting bigger. It used to be just a little bit up here above the North Bay. Now it's crept down here on both sides of this part of the bay, and then out here too. So we got our plume there on the west coast. Right here, this area has grown. All right. Even up here, just off of Seattle right here. Let's see. This is Mount Rainier's down here. So no plume off of Mount Rainier right now. And that one that was up here off the coast has died away too. So good, good, good. Let's go take a peek over here. We got to watch Hawaii now too. We got this coming out of Oahu. Got some coming out of here. Hello, everybody. And there's some coming out of Hawaii now. We got to watch this. Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea. Oh man, it's too late. This volcano right here on the shore, Mauna Loa, I believe it is. It could possibly go off here soon. All right, all volcanoes I'm putting on alert now. All right. Especially let's look at Japan here real quick. This island of Japan. Pull it up a little bit better. You can see how there's just all these individual spots running down the island, all seeping SO2. There's a lot of volcanoes right in this. This whole island is volcanic, so you can see Japan's having issues right now. This is all this pressure pushing out this SO2, okay? So watch for Japan to possibly have a volcanic event. Coming over here to China, I don't even know what to say. These concentration levels here are probably getting to the point of deadly, and this is probably killing people over there. We're just not hearing about it because that's getting out of hand there. And you can see the darkening and the spreading and stuff because of the pressure underneath. As I go around this map a little bit, so I'm trying to show you. Here's the darkening and spreading of our SO2 plumes. Okay. All right. Let's move on out of that. Oh, one last thing here while we're at this one. The polar vortex is still being quite weird. Okay. Right, whoops, we need the wind in there. There we go. Okay, there's your polar vortex. And let me pull up America right there. You can see America. And this is right where this polar vortex has split and is being peeled away by this sub-vortex over here. I believe that one of these objects that's passing by is tugging on this and creating a reverse vortex just outside the field of this. It's probably passing in this region right here and torquing on this and causing it to rip away, leaving this nice blank area right over the United States. So we're enjoying we're pretty safe at the moment. We do have the inflow starting to pick up here coming across America. This is the inflow for this side over here. You see it? There's an odd bubble here. It's trying to fill this gap. It's trying to make up for this gap right there. So when we come over here to America, you see where it's coming right across here. So our weather is going to be, getting wild between Texas and the East Coast here. Let me drop down a level to the upper jet now, and you can see how it correlates, how strong this all this moisture coming off here, coming across Texas, coming with cold air down here. We're going to have this mixture here again through this zone. Alright, so there's America's. Somewhere else that doesn't look too good. Right here, Europe. This very cold air coming way down out of here and then hitting Europe with this feeder coming in right there. So the Mediterranean, Turkey, everybody in that Black Sea region to the Caspian Sea. That whole region right there. Let me turn off the winds now because they're kind of blinding the camera. All right, so here's Spain. Here's the Mediterranean right here. Let me kind of get you guys so you can see this perspective here. All right, so here's Spain, the Straits of Gibraltar, the Mediterranean, Italy right here. So this Greece and Turkey, the Black Sea region, all this area right there is about to have some wild weather. There are things that I noticed. Oh, here at Japan, not only are they having their volcano, things, they're having wild weather too. So, all right, out of there and onto this. Thanks for hanging in there, folks. All right, let me get this loop started. Oh, cool, we got plenty of data for tonight. All right, let me pull that up for a second here. I gotta step away for just 1 second and check on my cat because he disappeared. I will be right back. While you're looking at that, time and date stamps are, oops, not visible because I hit them. Okay, just for a second, I'll be right back. Where did he go? Kitty, kitty, where are you, Bubba? All right, sorry about that, folks. Thank you for just for the quick moment there. All right, let's get back to business here. Wait until this loop restarts here, and then we'll pause on it and start evaluating our new weather forecast here. Seems to be right there. Now that's at the very tail end, so that's not as reliable as, but we're just a few days away. So the next few days we have this inbound energy, all right? This is our current conditions. Can we get that in there? Yeah, there's the time right there. 10 p.m. Pacific, November 25th. It's about midnight. Well, it's way after midnight. This is old frame. So that's more current conditions right now. 4 a.m. Pacific. This is going to be the morning hours here. So the nighttime hours with this snow going through Kansas, Oklahoma, up into Missouri with rain just below this boundary right here. Then as we go into the morning hours of the 26th, you see this moisture coming up off the coast and getting severe weather right here. So watch for onshore land spouts making landfall between the morning and the noontime of the 26th. All right, this is when we have inbound energy. This could be a lot more severe than it looks. All right, this is the noontime. That's convection. All right, I expect that this might be a lot more severe and blossom more. I pray that I'm wrong. Okay, we can pray, hard on this one as well. You see a lot of snow up here as well, up here in the Great Lakes region. That's the noontime of the 26th, going into the night, or the end of convection there, then into the nighttime. You see how this low is wrapping up and it's grabbing all this moisture from these residual storms here and pulling it up into it. They're talking about severe weather down here in New York, Long Island area right there by the nighttime of the 26th. Lots of snow up in Canada, even rain still back here in South Carolina. Oh, wow. Hang on, let me lift the cat up. There you go. Alright. Now, up here into New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine by the morning hours of the 27th. So let's back up a couple of frames. You see how all that comes together and just boom, hits the northeast up here. And then this is the noontime, probably 1 afternoon out there of the 27th. That's the morning, or the end of convection, the 27th, and then it clears out of there. And not much until we have a little impulse hitting the west coast here on, what was that, the 29th. Then, after this, you see this storm up here, after it moves offshore, it pulls all this moisture up out of the Gulf and into Texas here, on the going from the nighttime into the morning of the 30th right there. Then on the 30th, it really starts to spread by the noontime. That's the end of convection there on the 30th. And then you see this event come together right here. This is a nighttime event, a nocturnal event, going from the end of convection and blossoming at nighttime. That's what this is saying, all right? Let's just zoom in onto this real quick. There we go. It's about as best I can get. We're talking about Texas-Louisiana border, right at Arkansas, that tri-state right there border. Was it Texarkana or something? Most of northern Arkansas, back here at Oklahoma, going up into Missouri. And that's just these little specks here. It could be anywhere inside this blob, all right? This is just a few days away. So this is, getting closer to possibly happening. So that's the nighttime of the 30th. Let me back it up again. There's the morning of the 30th. There's not much, just this residual moisture creeping in here to Texas. But then watch as we go through the day on the 30th. And pow, at nighttime. Then into the morning hours, December 1st, all right? You see this comma-shaped hook right here? This leading edge is tight millibars, high wind, lots of hail, lots of heavy rain, flash flooding for this region, okay? We're talking even into Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, sorry. And that's the morning hours of the 1st. Then it spreads out into the noontime. You see severe weather here, and on the backside there's little speckles as well. This little sneaker up here coming into the northwest as well. Then this dissipates by the end of convection. I don't see it dissipating by the end of convection, but it shows it dissipating. Still little individual cells of severe weather here in Georgia. And then kind of leaving and heading offshore by the nighttime. A little bit of rain coming up through Florida. Severe weather hitting the coast of California and Oregon. Actually, from the beginning here. Let's go right there. That's the noontime of December 1st. The end of convection there. The nighttime of December 1st for the west coast here. This is the the morning hours hitting the shoreline here with severe weather. The morning of December 2nd. Snow in the Sierras, Northern California, all along the coast of Oregon and Washington. Snow into the interior mountains and then into the Rockies here by the end of convection on the 2nd. So we got a storm moving in through there, tight millibars, and then here on the 3rd, about the 10 a.m. Pacific, there's no more severe weather for British Columbia, the Puget Sound, and Northern California, Oregon border. And then this thing just blasts in there over the course of the 3rd. That's the morning, noon, convection, the nighttime of the 3rd. Then we go into the morning of the 4th. You see all this streaking together. It comes together, tightens up. These millibars tighten up. It's taking that comma-shaped effect. Pulling up moisture, again from the coast, putting it into the interior here, panhandle of Florida here on December 4th. All right, that thing looks like a monster. That could wrap up and be something a little more. We'll see as we get closer. Okay, then we get into the morning of the 5th. We have the severe weather up here still. Into the noontime, kind of drives up into Canada by the end of the convection sundown, and then back offshore. That's strange, and then comes back onshore again. All right. Now we're looking at the 6th here. This is the morning of the 6th with, stuff coming on shore here. The noontime. Whoops. That's wrong. That's noontime right there. Then that's the end of convection on December 6th. Then we get into the nighttime of December 6th. The morning of December 7th, right there. 4 a.m., snow hitting the Sierras. Way up here in Canada, rain going across there. Into the noon, the end of convection, and then the nighttime of the 7th. Morning of the 8th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 9th, noon, convection, nighttime. Ooh. Watched out on December 9th. It goes from just kind of nothing going on right here, and watch as we go from noon to convection. Wham! And it collides with this cold air, and then at nighttime gets very severe back down here in the bottom again. So we'll have to watch that. That's a little further out, December 9th, but there's that possibility out there for this big old monster storm. Boom. That thing. Let's pray that doesn't happen right there. Starting from right here, from nothing, just boom, like a big wave. Looks like a big wave about to crash. Wow. Bam, that's right. Severe weather. That's a huge blob of severe weather up and down the East Coast. But it's a ways away. We'll watch it. Start that loop over again. All right, so there's your forecast, solar forecast. Earthquake, volcano kind of alert for everybody. All volcanoes. If you live near one and you start to experience earthquake activity and you're near a volcano, you might want to start wrapping things up and, consider a plan where you might want to evacuate to, okay? Now, I pray that we get a lot of earthquakes, relieve a lot of this pressure, okay? We have some volcanic eruptions, nothing too big, but enough to relieve some of this pressure because we got more coming. Okay, we got several rounds coming, and we're going to see them come in on the KP, index here later on, and we'll probably see another wave come in over here on the Schumann, all right? Now, let's get over to spiritual report. This, let's see, is not showing up. Yeah, there it goes. That's a little bit better. Right there. You're looking at the dragon. There's an eye here, an eye here. This is actually three-dimensional. His nostrils, his mouth is open right here. Let me try this. Back. A little bit more. Okay, right there. Maybe there. Okay. Again, the eyes, the nostrils, the mouth is open. You can see the flange along the sides and horns coming up. Alright. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. Now this happened the day before Easter. My son actually took this picture. I'm going to show you this quick little video here. Alright. Just going to leave the audio out of it. While I was in the store, my son was waiting for me to come out. He said, "Dad, this UFO type cloud just dropped out of the clouds and it looked like a UFO, so I took some pictures of it for you." And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Good job. Good eye. And then I came home and started processing this picture, running it through, zooming in on it, changing the tint and everything to see what's in there. And that's where we see this dragon face show up. And you'll see it here. I'm kind of pointing out the rim. All right, so when you see these strange clouds popping out of the sky, they're more than what you think. It looks like a cute little UFO type cloud, but it's more than you think. Okay, so as we zoom in, you can faintly make out the little UFO type dome or whatever effect here. It almost looks like it's a circular object that's puncturing the atmosphere and leaving a ring of condensation. As this thing punctures a certain layer in the atmosphere, it's causing condensation, this ring-shaped cloud, to form around this spheroid-shaped type object. All right, and then as we're has kind of a red tint to it, but we're not going to get into that here. In a minute, you're going to see, we'll zoom in on the dragon face, and you see this, what's it called? Hang on, let's get to the face here. This mosaic of dots that these pictures are made up of, when you zoom in really hard on a picture, it's a bunch of little tiny dots, and when you pull back, it all blends together to make a smooth picture, right? Well, when I was blending into these dots, or zooming into this, in this mosaic of dots, shows up this dragon face right here, and it's on the kind of front of this UFO or whatever. There's an eye, there's an eye. And we're going to zoom in on it a little bit. Alright, that's good right there. Let's see if I can pause that. Whoops. Alright, so you're seeing the spiritual realm. That's the dragon. That's the devil. Satan. It's real. Dragons are real, okay? And this thing is showing up, probably indicating what this ship, who it's from, what spiritual party or principality it represents, okay? And that's a real image, okay? That's in the etherical, in this mosaic of dots that I've been showing you. We captured the dragon. All right, so dragons are real. The dragon is real. And this is like a electromagnetic stamp on the digital picture. I went too zoomed in on this video, but as we pull back here in this video, so there's a lot going on in there. And hopefully you can see that dragon face right there. That's the enemy right there, Satan. The dragon is real. Okay, I'm not showing you this to scare you. I'm just showing you because this is part of the prophecy. Okay, this is part of the Bible. When I was telling you that right after Revelation 12 started happening to me, well, in Revelation 12 it talks about the dragon and the woman. Well, here's the dragon showing up from Revelation 12 in the sky the day before Easter, okay? Now, what we're going to do, now that you've seen that, I think you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's a real electromagnetic stamp on this picture. Alright, I can't fake this stuff. My son took this picture anyway, so he didn't even know what dragon. He thought it was just a cool looking cloud. I could see more in it. And then when I zoom in, you see this dragon face. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm showing you that is because in that same, right in that same spot in the sky, the very next day on Easter, this showed up. Okay? After going home and processing that picture and seeing the dragon in there, I knew God was trying to show me something. So I went back to the same spot the next day because this was, remember, the dragon showed up the day before Easter. So I thought, uh-oh, God's trying to show me something. I should probably show up there on Easter and see what happens. And this is what we captured on Easter. Okay? The dragon was a clue. It was like that cloud was like a clue to, come back here tomorrow on Easter and see what happens. So I came back and we had this storm move in and we started taking pictures. And lo and behold, I think you see it there. Try to capture this with my hand's not in the way. Oh, there's the zoomed in part right there. Okay, so we're going to leave that image up right there. The dragon showed up the day before to give me a hint as to what to, take pictures of the clouds, around here, especially tomorrow. And that's how I got these images. All right, it's an hour-long event. I've showed you how this turned into a lion face. In fact, let's just we'll leave the sound off and just kind of run this. Hopefully you can see this little lion face here. I'm describing it. It's a round face. And there's the nose right there. The eye slits going across. This mouth down below. Actually, let me zoom in on this part. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully you can see this little lion face or cat-like type face with a crown still above it. And now I put all those images together, the hour-long event of Jesus, and it turned into this lion face. So, miracle happened. Real miracle. 2,000-year-old prophecy took place on Easter. Of all days, dude. It still blows me away, and that's why I got to continue bringing this to you, because it's a real event, and it's so important that you guys understand and know the times that we're in. You're all a bunch of believers here, but this is for people who don't understand or haven't seen yet, or they might be experiencing this for the first time on a review. Okay, let me get some light here and pull out my reading tonight. I had something for you. Okay, so while you're looking at that, I want you to think about this. Thank me frequently as you journey through this day. This practice makes it possible to pray without ceasing. If you are serious about learning to pray continually, the best approach is to thank me in every situation. These thankful prayers provide a solid foundation on which you can build all of your other prayers. Moreover, a grateful attitude makes it easier for you to communicate with me. When your mind is occupied with thanking me, you have no time for worrying or complaining. If you practice thankfulness consistently, negative thought patterns will gradually grow weaker and weaker. Draw near to me with a grateful heart, and my presence will fill you with joy and peace. This is the day that I have made. As you rejoice in this day of life, It will yield up to you precious gifts and beneficial training. Walk with me along the high road of thanksgiving, and you will find all the delights I have made ready for you. To, to protect your thankfulness, you must remember that you reside in a fallen world where blessings and sorrows intermingle freely. A constant focus on adversity defeats many Christians. They walk through a day that is brimming with beauty and brightness, seeing only the grayness of their thoughts. Neglecting the practice of giving thanks has darkened their minds. How precious are my children who remember to thank me at all times. They can walk through the darkest days with joy in their hearts because they know that the light of my presence is still shining on them. Rejoice in this day that I have made, for I am your steadfast companion. I created you to glorify me. Make this precept your focal point as you find your way through this day. Thanksgiving, praise, and worship are means of glorifying me. Thank me frequently. Be on the lookout for my blessings, searching for them as for hidden treasure. Praise me not only in prayer and song, but in your words to other people. Tell them about my marvelous deeds. Declare how great I am. Join with others to worship me at church, where the weight of my glory can be palpable. When you need to make decisions, consider what would glorify me and bring me pleasure. This can help you to choose wisely and stay more aware of my presence. Instead of getting stuck in introspection, ask me to guide your mind as you think things out. I know everything about you and your situation. The better you know me, the more effectively I can guide you and your choices. So endeavor to enhance your knowledge of me. My word is a lamp to your feet and a light for your path. Thinking me awakens your heart and sharpens your mind, helping you enjoy my presence. So when you're feeling out of focus or out of touch with me, make the effort to thank me for something, just anything. There is always an abundance of things to choose from. Eternal gifts such as salvation, grace, and faith, as well as ordinary everyday blessings. Think back over the past 24 hours and make note of all the good things I've provided in that short block of time. Not only will this lift your spirits, it will wake up your mind so that you can think more clearly. Remember that your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. This is why it's so important to be self-controlled and alert. When you let your mind drift out of focus, you are much more vulnerable to the evil one. However, the remedy is simple. As soon as you realize what has happened, you can drive away the enemy by thanking me and praising me. This is spiritual warfare and how it works. Okay, my spiritual warriors out there, you guys are practicing spiritual warfare, whether you like it or not. So you better get good at it, because it's going to end up saving you, and you're going to be the light that shines for others when the dark times come. Okay, you're going to be strong. You've endured so much stuff in your life that when other people's losing their minds, you're going to be the level-headed one that really shows them the light of Christ. He's gonna shine through you in the dark times, and you're gonna become a light for those people through him. All right. I think that's it for tonight. Everybody, just be on high alert for earthquake activity, volcano activity. We still have inbound energy from the sun that's due. I showed you. Actually, we'll just leave it right there. I showed you the tracker and another wave coming in, and we're at the point right now where that magma is just about to come up through, any kind of perforations. So everybody hold on tight. If you live next to a volcano, be on alert. If you live next to the coast, stay alert. Have a plan. Okay? It's good to always have a plan, and that plan should include him and prayer. Okay? So just be aware of the situation, what's going on in your skies as well. Keep a little ear towards the news. Don't get too sucked into it, but you got to be alert of what's going on around the world as well. So, with all of that, you guys are pretty well balanced to, you know, to make it through this. Use your judgment, your skills, and let your heart tell you the way. Don't let this battle of the mind that the society is trying to pull on you. Don't let it even affect you. 1,000 will fall at your right or at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand. These diseases, this stuff will not come near you if you believe. Okay, and fight for them, and they'll fight for you. So that's all I got for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I am back.